Now, when someone is trying to frame you, right, and you're not around the stepdaughter, right, who is guilty? The one person sleeping on the couch, if the stepdaughter wakes him up, or the mom, or if she was coached, the people who coached her. People who coached her. Right. Now, if Daphne and Amanda went to sleep in the same room, right? Now, that's not a problem. No. And if I went to sleep in the living room around 11 p.m. on Thursday, right? That's all I know for sure, right? The last night, right? Right. Of the week, right? Two. The weekend is Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday's another weekday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday again. And again, you go around to sleep around 11 p.m. on the weekdays and a little bit later on the weekend, like I told you. Not that I remember all this detail in the first damn place. But, you do. You know this happened, right? Right. You're saying that I was framed, right? Sleeping on the couch, right? And I was. And my stepdaughter, after I went to sleep, woke me up, however long after, right? And tried to get me to do what with her? What do you think she wanted to do there with me? I'm telling you this, right? I only know 4 reasons a child will wake anyone up. And those 4 reasons have nothing to do with sex, right? Kinda. Depending, again, on her age, right? Right. Do 4-year-olds wake up sleeping schizophrenics on a Thursday after mom and her go to sleep? No. No. That's the first question you got to understand. You're making me make up, right? See, the answer to. If my daughter is asleep, stepdaughter, whatever, right? I'm the parental unit asleep on the couch, right? Why would she have to wake me up at all? 1, fun. 2, if she did, I only know of 4 reasons she would, and I'd have told you that. Those 4 reasons, right? And if she did, am I being frightened, right? If she did. Is it normal? I keep pointing this out. If you watch Dr. Phil and Oprah, and ask Dr. Phil too, right? The stepdaughter, Dr. Phil, if I'm on the couch, would she not have to wake you up? Have to wake me up? Because, see, I'm not going to go into the living room to the bedroom. Why? You go wake up the mom. Right. No chance in hell. No chance in hell. Right? No chance in hell. Right? I'm going to worry about the mother and daughter together, right? And waking them up. Because, see, I don't know how to wake up one and not the other. Right? Most pedophile cases, the dad and mom, this is the point, Or the pedophile, which could be the stepdad, which you're trying to make me out to be the stepdad. So, but I'm not with the mom. You're not with the mom. Yeah, I'm on the couch. You're on the couch. See, this is where you're messing up. This is where your imagination is taking over, and you're showing people what you would do with your stepdaughter, right? I guess. If she was to wake you up with her mom in there in the middle of the night, you would actually molest her, huh? I wouldn't, even if she did, right? There's no reason to, right? Right. Even mentally ill, I'm not that dumb, right? I might be crazy, but I ain't dumb. I might be hearing voices, right? A little. Cause of stress and fasting and right, trying to seek God. I don't know. But never said anything concrete until 93, right? That I even heard anything. Until then. Then it was like a booming voice saying Jerusalem, 3 times. That's all. Yeah, that's all, folks. Sorry. Jerusalem ain't just on earth. It's in heaven. It's in heaven. Her name, my mother, ain't Mary. Her name in heaven is Jerusalem. She's the city of God. And that's our destination, honey. She's our mother, right? And just as the angelic form has a mother, right, and matter they're made out of, so does the terrestrial form have a mother, which is the earth, right? And her daughters are the cities of men, right? Understand? Ezekiel told you this a long time ago. You just won't listen to you, right? So. Now, when you're asleep on the couch, right? But you gotta pee and go to the bathroom yourself or something, right? Which I don't think I did. I usually make it to the next morning. Don't have to pee or get dressed or, get washed up or take a shower, right? Until the morning, right? I know. So when you do, right, or don't, right, I'm giving you a hypothetical, which means I'm making it up, right? Not that I remember or not, right? You know. It happened no matter what I say, okay? Right? And like you would train me for it too, right? Yourself. Now, right, what I'm describing to you is based on the movie 1984 about the book written by Orwell. If I'm in the couch, right, and my stepdaughter wakes me up in the middle of the night, or say if 5-10 minutes after I went to sleep, same thing. Once you go to sleep. All I know is, one, I'm asleep and she would have to wake me up and I'm on the couch, right? If she did, right? And there's only 2 ways she could do that. Come in there partially or fully, right? Fully means she went all the way to the couch. It went to my facial area. And tried to wake me up, right? Which that alone, like I told you in the original story, would be enough for me to maybe wonder what she was doing there. Ask her if he showed her this and tell her mom, right? But okay, let's say I tried to help her do one of the 4 things. Right. And it got a little dicey. And I thought she needed to pee instead, right? I know. And what you would have to do there, right? If she went into the living room to me, right? One, if she's in the living room, where does she have to walk to pee? the bathroom and the toilet in the bathroom. Is your toilet by the bathtub, right, like mine, right? Well, that's at least 3 feet from the bathroom itself, right? Right? Right. You have the bathtub, the bath toilet, the sink, and the door of the bathroom. Right? Right. So, if I'm in the living room and I think she has to pee, what do I have to do to make sure she can walk safely from the living room to the bathroom, right? Go to the toilet and pee and come back, right? They offer panties, right? Yeah. Why? What? Because the panties, if you pull them around her knees or her ankles, would trip her up trying to walk to the bathroom, right? Right. So if she's in the living room, you gotta take them off, right? So she can walk, right? If you think one of the reasons is she has to pee, right? Alright, and wanted you to undress her so she can pee and go to the bathroom, right? Now the other reason is to bathe her, too, right? But then, why would she want a bath? Did she pee herself or something? You understand the simplicity of the story, the innocency of it there? Okay. It would be sometime after 11 p.m. We would normally eat dinner between 5 and 6, right? 6:30, no later than 7, right? Do you do that? If you're working a 9 to 5 job or whatever job you work, right? Or 8 to 4 or 5 or whatever, right? You work. And you're in the military in your own base and you're doing a kind of a 9 to 5 job. Sort of. And like I told you, my job was to deliver bed boards to the doctors before I failed. And all that means is they would give me the med board. I would go up and get the signature and either wait for it or come back down and then whenever it was ready, go back up and get it, right? And then bring it back to them. Simple job, right? Not complicated either, right? But I did it. You did it. Two. So, well, in fact, I got my E3 back. Even though Ben and King is the reason I lost it, right? See. They're trying to pretend I was sleeping on watch again, right? When all we were doing was resting in the other room and no one could really hear because of the damn fucking thing in earplugs, right? We were supposed to be watching anyway, right? We couldn't even hear the damn phone ring, I know. And they brought me up for sleeping on watch, right? No one could hear the phone ring. King had to come down there and wake us up. That's what they think. No. We just couldn't hear it ring. No. One, we have earplugs in and the thing is whining at 400 hertz. That makes a sound. And if you're in an adjacent room, right, you can't hear the phone ring, right, necessarily, right, with the 400 hertz engine going full power, right, generator, I'm sorry. I'm teasing. And if you have a breaker room in front of it, and we're all in the breaker room waiting for y'all to call, but we couldn't hear the call because the generator itself, right? And earplugs in our ear, huh? We were asleep, huh? No. None of us were, right? We were just waiting for the call, but didn't realize we couldn't hear it in the other room, I guess, right? You know how many times they tried to call me before that? Zero. You know when I got in trouble? The only time they called when they were trying to make me train people, but I didn't know what I was doing the whole time on the ship. They only showed me the watch in 91. One time. With sleep. You know how many times they retrained me or had me do anything with it? 0 until that night. 2. Now, when you're framing someone, right, and they're in a different area of the house than the mother and the child, right, the only way that can happen is if the mother is either in on it or she's asleep, right, and you don't know which, right? The other thing would be, could the dad have sabotaged it, right? Or even the granddad, maybe your grandma, right? You don't know. But why would they? That's the question too. Right? You gotta realize what you're saying, right? If I'm asleep on the couch. We keep explaining something to you about that. Framing someone when they're sleeping on the couch is harder to do than you think. If they know about cameras in 1984. Why would it be harder? Because I would only look at the child as perhaps, again, if it's late at night, couldn't wake up her mom, right? And was innocently in there with me in the first place. I wouldn't do nothing sexual in that situation, right? If it happened or not, right? But why is she in there? Does she have to pee or bathe, right? See, children will tell you if they want something have to do with eating or drinking. Even in game, right, when the daughter of Stark, right, and Pepper, right, wants something to eat or drink at night and can't get to sleep herself and is talking to her dad, she tells him what she wants. Right. Which was an ice cream pop or something, right? Right. Because again, right, when you're up and your daughter knows you're downstairs, that's different than when you're asleep on the couch. And your stepdaughter would have to try to wake you up. Why? She don't know, right, if she's the bait or not, right? I would wonder if they're trying to use her as bait or not. Not them. They wouldn't even think I would care, do they? They think I would just do something sexual with her and molest her anyway. Not this white boy. Now, I did like little girls. But the only one they can get that information from is my mom. Right. But I didn't remember telling her I was kissing girls unless it was the stepbrothers, right? But I did kiss the girls, right? That might have spared me a lot of pranking, right? Told you that too. So why, again, when they tell you the pedophile goes to the child, right? I can't go to the child. She's with the mom. And if you don't see the mom in there, you hope she's asleep, right? You don't know, but you hope. You hope. And that's why she couldn't wake her up. Right? Why wouldn't you assume that either, right? I mean, is this something so far-fetched, right, Or so real. It's a real, right? But it's not real. The real part is the stepdaughter ain't supposed to wake me up. She's got the mom, right? Right. But you could think maybe she couldn't wake the mom up if she was sleeping hard, right? We're again going over why would she even wake me up in the first place? Or was I being framed? Even by my wife, right? I don't know. You know, don't you? You know, don't you? Which only the wife can frame me with her daughter, right? Coming in there to me by herself, right? Right? Then what can I say if she was alone with me, right? Even if I didn't do nothing with her, right? I couldn't say nothing, right? Except one thing, right? If they're recording me and I ask her who showed her that, right? To come in there to me, right? And she says, Grandma, right? See. Grandma raised her, right? Even if the child goes to Grandma's bedroom, right? Or, say, into the living room, right? And say during the holidays someone's asleep on the couch or on the recliner. You know what I mean? Right. The child can easily say Grandma showed her how to wake someone up. Right? That's all I'm saying. Right. In the middle of the night. Right. Yeah. What's the problem if she did? Right. How does that equal child molestation? It don't. It never did. And the point is that I was just one day on the couch. I was on the couch for almost a week, from Sunday to Thursday, right? She was with her dad first, right? He could have coached her before Daphne would, right? Pissed off she married a schizophrenic. But I can't prove that, right? Even if she woke me up, right? See what I mean? Right. That's a frame job, right? If he did or didn't, right? Because only he can know he coached her to go in there to me, right? Not my ex-wife wouldn't even think that, right? That's a frame job, yes it is. It's worse because then I wouldn't know who's accusing me. Because guess who didn't for 11 years? Your wife, my wife. Guess who didn't even after this person started accusing me? Say it happened. My wife. Guess who was called by the Garden City Police Department and said it never happened? My ex-wife, right? Guess who I told my ex-wife said it didn't happen? Whoever's saying this on YouTube. Guess who doesn't believe it, right? The person attacking me on YouTube, right? And that's why I'm asking him, well, do you got camera evidence or something? Right. I know. I mean, you gotta have some sort of proof, right? Were you trying to 1984 me in 1994 or something? Right. I mean, God, what could I have done, right? She would have to also really wake me up. How do you know? If Daffy didn't think that happened, why would you? Well, she was the guilty party, but then what's she up to? You know? It's not like she could abort the child in the third trimester, even if a child molestation case was going to trial, right? Because see, one, you gotta catch me in the act, right? Even with cameras, if I asked her, she showed her that. Do you see where I'm going with this? All right. The first second she showed up in there, what would you think was going on? She could be testing you, right? And you're just seeing what's going on, right? Are you being tested or not, right? If you're interacting with the child at all, right? And you're testing how far the child will let you go without going too far, too, right? Yourself. You're trying to be the parental unit asleep on the couch, hoping that the mother's asleep, but you don't know. Because you're not going to do nothing with her if she's in there with the mom, or Even if she was in the other bedroom, right? You're not going to do nothing, right? But if she's with the mom, you don't do nothing at all, right? Right. Now, who has to hide this if she said Grandma showed her that? Me or the mom if I told her? The mom. If you told her. Right. Does this make sense even though I'm mentally ill and schizophrenic? Yes, it does. Too much sense if you're being framed by the wife. Or the biological dad. Maybe they were in cahoots. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm the one sleeping on the couch, right? Because she left me stranded in Tennessee when trying to pick the girl up and meet her family for the first time, right? So I found a way back home and again was on the couch from Sunday to Thursday, right? And she was with biological dad. How is this my fault? If she is. And she's sleeping in the bedroom with her mom. This is my fault. That's how you determine guilt today, right? Just by being around her and saying you could have molested her but didn't, right? That turns into this, right? Having to make it up for you how I could have molested her but didn't, right? Okay, she could have went to the bathroom without waking me up herself, right? Right? Mm-hmm. True. How do you know? How do you know? She did or didn't, right? Why am I a pedophile? Because I'm a schizophrenic. That ain't the same mental illness, right? I don't try to get around children to have sex with them. Only a teenager, 16 and older, could even tempt me, right? And from what I was told growing up, someone was telling me 16 was the age of consent in Georgia, right? And then all you can do is Google it to make sure. I know. And you don't know no better if it says so if you're mentally ill, right? Mm-hmm. Even though you heard 18 too, right? But you still wouldn't go after a 16-year-old. You're just making a point about it, right? You know, I've heard that growing up, but it don't mean I'm just not willing to wait for an 18-year-old either. You say it that way too, right? I would prefer an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old, which is the age I thought the women were, right? I was actually with were older than that, right? And only 2 of them had children, right? Daughters over 4, but under, say, 12. But who I wouldn't mess with, even if I met the mothers, spent the night on the couch, right? And had sex with the mom, right? But not the daughter, again, right? Does any of this sound like I'm trying to seduce anyone here other than the mother or someone old enough to be with, right? No, no. Well, why can you have sex with an unbetrothed woman? Or a woman who breaks up with her boyfriend? Did the Bible say you can't? No. Right. Is it sexual immorality too if you're both single? No. Is it sexual immorality too if you're having an orgy? Maybe. And sleep with a bunch of people. Right. Could be. But in the day of Rome, right, and they were doing that back then, right? Did God strike them dead when they were doing that? No. Why could people also back then kill their own children and sacrifice them to idols, right? You can, right? But why is something good or evil, right? You're killing your child, and offering it to some renegade God who wants you to burn it. And it's a child. That's heartless, right? Yeah. Even you should realize whatever these people are listening to ain't good. It's messing with their minds. To think they have to offer their children to it And it's some friggin' nutball priest telling them to do it. I know it is. And it's not a good priest, it's a bad priest, but the people, because of the power structure of the king in religious sects, right? Working together to control the people, right? You also give the people rules, right? And things like that, right? They gotta follow, right? Well, there's consensual sex, like I told you, and unconsensual sex, which is rape, which is a crime again, right? As is pedophilia, right? See, loving a child from a religious standpoint don't mean you want sex with the child, right? Either, even if it's your stepdaughter waking you up in the middle of the night, hypothetically, right? You're not trying to do nothing with her sexually, but legally. The peeing in the bath ain't rational thought. Or is that schizophrenic thought, right? I'm telling you what you're supposed to do with the child, right? You see what I mean, too? I'm mentally ill, but I know this how. You raised your sister. I helped raise my sister, right? With my stepbrother and mom. Being my instructor in how to raise a child. A girl's child. So why wouldn't I know how to raise a girl child, right? If my ex-wife had one, right? Now, we lived in Pioneer for about 5 years, right? After she was born, right? Then we moved to Garden City, right? And for 2 to 3 years before I joined the Navy, right? Mima would help watch her sometimes, right? And again, while Mom was working and I was going to school, right? And at a certain point, she started going to kindergarten, first and second grade herself. And I joined the Navy in 1990. And from 1990 to 1995, I was in the Navy, right? Problem? Yeah. When? In the Navy. In the Navy. Not before the Navy. In the Navy. In the Navy. Now, Navy. My shipmates are the ones making you look gay, not me. Not you. Whoops. Okay. Right. Now, I don't know if you are or not. Right. Or if that was just my shipmate's problem, right? I know. And they were part of the electrical division, right? I don't know why. I don't know why. But I do know this, right? I remember enough details, right? To tell you I was asked a certain question, right? And answered no, right? Right. This, along with Pastor Davis and what Pastor Brand told me about masturbation, they both told me something about it, right? Alright. 2 different things there, right? One just said it was okay to do it. The other one said if I wanted to become a eunuch and not get married and be a virgin for Jesus, right? And not have a wife and not have sex, right? And help out the church as a single male, right? That's what they meant, right? And it has to do with 144,000 virgins. These are supposed to be men of Judah who do not marry a woman, or no more than moon, I don't know, from their virginity, right? And do not be with a second woman. Right, maybe, right? I don't know. Now, the thing is, though, here's the point, right? If the men are virgins, what does that mean for their wives? They're supposed to be virgins too, probably, right? Now, if the male and female were paired together in Eden, right, and we fell from the garden, were kicked out for the fruit tree, compared to an apple or an orange tree, today, or the banana tree, its fruit probably wasn't the fruit he was talking about not eating of. Probably the fruit of Satan's body, don't you think, if he was in the flesh? Why can Hollywood get it, but the Christians can't, right? I don't know. Because they're no longer following Jesus, they're following Emperor Constantine and the Orthodox, right? Who had a problem with those who knew Jesus. They Gnostic know him. Come now, let us reason together, saith the Lord. Question, right? Statement, I'm sorry, right? Both. Rhetorical? Rhetorical. Question. Right. Okay. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Means what? Science? No. Religion? Yeah. Okay. God. Not knowing God is destroying you. Christians. You've become the lukewarm church and don't know what you're lukewarm about. That makes you more hypocritical than the scribes, Pharisees, chief priests, Sadducees, lawyers of Jesus' day, right? And a lack of knowledge saves no man, right? Not knowing what you're even doing wrong saves nobody, right? But if the male and female are one in Christ Jesus, and Jesus has paps, boobs, or female breasts, right? John using a specific word from the Septuagint in Luke to spell it. With an I. With an I. The I is your problem, not the OS. I don't know what it is. Luke uses it too without the S. Do you suckle one breast or two? Come on. Is mastoi singular or plural? Singular. Why? You nurse a child at a pap, not paps. Mastois in the Greek makes it what? Plural. Why do you think we use S at the end of a word? That's why. Why do you think they use TH in the King James Version? Hebrew words are different. Their plural is M or YM or OWTH, right? YM and WTH, one's masculine, one's feminine, plural. One means men and one means women. Nashim. And the Sheen. Wouldn't it be YM? Right. Ish is a man. Isheen would be men, right? Not Adam. only. So Ish is IYSHYM, right? Yishim. Yishi means what? YSHY. Know that name? I know that name. I know that name. My name is Shane. What's yours? I'm Shane. Shekinah is dwelling of Yahoo. What's your name? My name is Shane. What's your name? Come back, Shane. Come back, Shane. I bet you will if they make me leave. I bet you will if they make me leave. Eventually. Between 500 to 1,000 years after I'm gone, you wish I'd never left, right? And you think it's bad now? This is your last day before the return of the Lord, right? Then he has the millennial reign, which is another 1,000 years. And then you start a new week. And even the unjust are resurrected with the just, right? What does that mean? Now, when you start a new week, you have 6 days, right? Unless 2 or 3 are given to you, right? And that's still 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 18, 19, 20. After I moved back to base, I supposedly fell 3 stories, right? Locked out my room, right? Okay. That's not suspicious either. Someone trying to say something helping my stepdaughter, that's not suspicious either, right? Someone's acting like they know what happened when they don't. That's not suspicious either, right? That's not a frame job if she woke me up and is the only child to wake me up. But I don't know which child I'm supposed to marry. Just a girl child. Just a girl child for me. Thank you very much, right? Some men are into men's, but I'm not one of them. But I know they are. And what can I do about it, right? Can you tell the gay people stop doing it and they're going to stop doing it? No. Oh, what? God's punishing you because they're doing it? No, he thinks his rain upon the just and the unjust, right? Now, if there are straight people in California and gay, right, and they're having fires, does the fire care whose house it burns down? No. If it's a straight person or a gay person, the fire will burn down your house too, right? Once it started and starts spreading, right? It don't look at you as gay or straight. And trying to punish you for the humidity and heat in California that started the fire. It's just the cause of nature. This is where your scientific knowledge is important too, but not as important as understanding the knowledge of God, right? Though both are not, even being used right, When you learn something new, right? The problem with that knowledge is with great power comes great responsibility. Like with Spider-Man, right? If you're given superhuman powers, right, somehow, you're still responsible for how you tell people how to use that power themselves, right? Like science, anyone can be a scientist Anyone can read the Bible and learn the Bible too. But people can also misread the Bible. So whatever. If you want to know, read the whole thing. You're reading parts of it that you are misconstruing as judgments when Jesus said not to judge, right? The law ain't your problem. It's the curse of the law. The curse comes when you do what with the law? Break it. But see, here's your problem. Moses said, if a woman is single, right, and a man entice her and lay with her, what are you supposed to do? Marry her? Can she refuse though? Yeah. But are you doing something immoral? No, it's sex. Without first getting legally married, right? The Bible. The whole thing, everybody that is in. The New Testament man named Paul talked about the judgments of men, right? Not to judge. Are you spirit or flesh? See, if you're in the flesh, you can have sex or not, right? Now, if you want to be a virgin, okay, that means you just don't have sex, right? If you want to have sex, this is what the Bible says. The woman is supposed to be single without a child, preferably, right? Though there are single mothers, right? Like I told you too, right? And it don't say you and the single mother can't have sex if the mother is single, right? Or gets the boyfriend out, even. And she's having sex with the boyfriend, probably before you too, but they were in a rut. I don't know. Or he did something stupid to get kicked out the house, right? Now, if that daughter, again, tried to seduce me, I don't recall. But I did not go there, alright, because I wanted the stepdaughter, right? Again. Or the daughter, I wanted the mother, right? Is that not sensible, right? What you're doing is saying it's sexually immoral to have premarital sex, when your Bible never told you that. Men who are misinterpreting the Bible are. Starting with the Orthodox and Emperor Constantine, right? They're the false religious righteous people, right, who Paul is trying to warn you about would come into the church, right? And misunderstand it. Now, the orgy, or a menage a trois, what's the difference there, right? Well, an orgy, you're having sex with everyone in the building. Menage a trois, you're just having sex with two women, right? You understand, right? They're two different things, too, right? Now, two sisters from the Mormon church did come by and teach me a Bible study one time. Or did I teach it, right? About sex and marriage, right? Only they could black me out before they left, right? But I also came too, right? He did. And they too were old enough to say yes or no. They too were unmarried, I know. I asked. What you're doing is confusing false immorality for sex. Between consenting adults, which is two different things, right? The current law says 18 and older can have sex once they reach that age with any person 18 and older, right? That's what it's supposed to be for. Now, if some idiot lied to me that the age of consent was 16, right? I don't know. In Georgia. It used to be 14, and they raised it to 16, right? Though I was told the national age was 18, right? Even if Georgia still has that age of consent of 16, that means 16 and older can say yes to sex with a man, and 16 and younger can't. Exactly what it means. I don't seduce a girl 16 and under, right? At all. If I can tell she's 16 and under, right? But I will, interact with her as I'm going into the theater, like with Megan, but I won't do nothing with her, right? I don't think we went into the bathroom and had sex. And I forgot because you blacked me out with her. I didn't lose time either, right? I'm waiting for the movie, but the time is passing normally then, right? Not until the two different girls came by, right? Churches of Satan, Synagogue of Satan. Don't call yourself Jesus if you're 30-fold about him, right? You're cold. Don't call Jesus if you're 60-fold. You're lukewarm. So what are you really supposed to be? Hot. Now, temperature-wise. Cold is under what degrees? 50? Right. To 30? Right. We have 30-fold, 60-fold, and 100-fold. But which you think you're really supposed to be? 100-fold. 100-fold, right. 30-fold means you're playing like you're a babe forever. 60-fold means you know some of it but don't want to know all of it. And 100-fold means you want to what? Know it all. The Bible isn't written that you can't read it all and know it all. But you can deny it all. If you're only 60 or 30-fold and act like you're 100-fold when you're not, right? See, that's wrong too, right? But you're better to be 30, 60-fold too than no fold, right? You're coming into the fold, right? But when you're reading it, right, and you're reading, say, a third of it, a little over half of it, or the whole thing, you're going to get a different message. Oh, no. If you don't, you're not reading it right. When you're a babe, you understand some of it, right? As you grow older, you're supposed to understand more of it and become 60-fold. And as you get older and wiser, you're supposed to understand 100% of it, right? You're no longer capable of knowing 30, 60 anymore. To fully bear fruit, you got to become 100-fold, not 60 or 30, right? Or you're wasting your talent, right? Heard that before? Right. God, I can go on. Good night.